right. Emir, Batahan, welcome to Manufacturing Happy Hour. First question. So we're hanging out here at a literal happy hour here at the On-Ramp Manufacturing Conference. When someone asks you, hey, what does Scout Autonomy do when you're at an event like this? What's your pitch? How do you describe it to someone simply?
Very simply, autonomous information connection. We connect your information that you have in your enterprise very easily, very simply, just like that.
And I'm interested to explore your, let's say, startup story a little bit because, Emir, you literally started this while you were at Purdue University as a student, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Can you tell me a little bit about how it came to be?
Well, it started in about, let's say, December 2019, just about the turn of the year. My friend Brian and I, we always have these ideas like, let's do this, let's do that, but nothing ever comes to fruition. So I sent him a message and I said, hey, let's actually do something and, get the ball rolling and actually connect with the Purdue Foundry, see where that takes us. I had a friend who was developing another different business, and I was like, okay, that's cool. That's something I'm interested in doing. So we just said, okay, let's try it. So we started with something vastly different, with an idea about drones, and we started talking to people in that industry. And the idea that we had was about like drone health and that stuff. And the people that we started talking to, they were saying, yeah, that's an interesting topic, but it's done, or that people won't use it. It's not really that needed. So we went back to the drawing board and started thinking, okay, well, drone health, okay, robot health. What else is robotic? Manufacturing facilities. They're pretty much all automated these days. So that's how we landed on Industry 4.0 and how to get, sort of in that manufacturing health type scenario.
Sure. No, it makes a lot of sense. So was it a pretty quick pivot then, all things considered?
No, actually. We had gone through the Purdue Foundry as this program called Firestarter. It's sort of like an incubator program.
Okay.
We went through that incubator program and, we got all the way through with the drone idea. And, on the last day when we were doing our final pitches and everything, we had shifted and we had everybody had these polished pitches, and we go in there with this presentation about something that we kind of just researched like 2 nights before, and it's a very not very well fleshed out for someone who had just participated in an incubator program, but we kept going and kept hitting it hard, and we kept building from there.
I mean, that's how startups go, right? Sometimes, the timing might not always perfectly align when you're doing your pitch competition, but hey, you got to make the change when you do it. Batahan, I want to ask you a question about joining the team as well, because, you weren't one of the original people as part of the company. So tell the story about how you came on board.
Yeah, that is correct. So I was not there since the beginning, but I know Emir from back home. And in my college and in my internship days, I had experience in manufacturing operations. And I had that recorded very well in my resume and my LinkedIn account, actually.
Yeah.
And when Emir was looking to grow the team and bring in more people, it became apparent that I could be interested in one of their ideas about information disconnection and how it impacts people working in the field, which I suffered greatly from when I was an intern, when I was a paper pusher in most cases. As soon as I heard the idea, I'm like, I actually try to develop something like this myself in a very micro level. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And it definitely, as we go through different stages, different programs, different incubator programs, different research tracks that we follow, it gives me immense pleasure to see that there is a need for this. And it's not just fulfilled. Like, it's there, but no one has dared to go and fix the problem for our specific target, our specific market. So hopefully, as we grow, as we go out more in depth into the market, other people follow our lead and say, this is what should be happening. This is what we should be doing. We need to connect the data that is currently siloed in various different operations. It doesn't necessarily need to be manufacturing.
Yeah.
It can be, like a small business. It could be a restaurant that does DoorDash delivery.
Sure.
They have data. Why is it connected? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
They just have piles of papers, and they just go like, oh, apparently we had 40 DoorDash orders and only 10 in-store orders. interesting. Maybe I should be focused more on getting delivery people instead of paying the premium to DoorDash. They don't know that unless we show them.
So I'm curious because I feel like connecting data, connecting disparate systems it's a theme these days. This is not the first time this has been done. So what would you say makes Scout Autonomy truly unique? I think that's a perfect analogy, right? Describing DoorDash. That's, this is a manufacturing podcast, right? That's not something we typically think of, but it's a perfect example of how you could be leveraging data for something you're not using for it today. So when someone asks, hey, I know there are other companies out there that bring together disparate data, what's your, again, at a happy hour, what's your response to be like, hey, this is one thing that we think we do unique to solve the problem?
I would say we're just simply too modular and so much more cost efficient than all the alternatives that we have out there. And I'll just turn to you and say, like, if you have anything else, because the reason is people, they can connect your data for you.
Yeah.
Either the big companies or network architects, they can just come and do a great system for you, but it'll come with a big price because that's their job. And they need to custom made it like this. Imagine going to a retailer, Macy's, and buy a suit. It's probably cheaper than going to a tailor and having it done for you. We're just trying to give them tailor-made quality suit from a major retailer, let's say.
And Emir, it looked like you had something you wanted to add to that as well.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, it's actually kind of funny that you bring up this subject. One of the first partnerships that we went after, I had actually interviewed for a position, like a full-time position, to do the job that we're describing here. And they were going to pay a private in-house person to a salary to do this job, whereas, and again, as doing it as one person, it's going to take God knows how much longer. And now by having several people work on it and having it siloed to one entity working on it rather than one person, it comes out to be a little cheaper.
I've got questions about your platform as well as startup life in general. Who would you say, it sounds like this is more cost efficient, and you gave a great example earlier about Tahan. Like, who would you say is your ideal target market right now, or customers, just through your initial rollout of this, you're seeing, hey, this is maybe going to be a sweet spot for Scout?
Sure. So what we're really looking at is small to medium enterprises. So it could be manufacturers, but really what we're looking at is like small to mid-sized businesses that collect some sort of data. As we said before, manufacturers are a great source of data. They generate metric tons of data. So even the smaller manufacturers, they generate metric tons of data. They have staffing, they have inventory, they have all these sorts of data metrics that they need tracked. In addition to that, we also have been talking to shipping logistic companies. We've been talking to dental offices. I mean, lots of people have this information disconnect problem. So to say that our sweet spot would be someone who generates enough data that they are having a disconnect problem.
Got it. And it sounds like you're probably still developing who ends up being like a target spot. I could see this becoming a big thing for dental offices, right? Eventually you double down on that. You start a podcast for dentists, all these things to target that type of market.
Sure.
So one final question is, what was it like securing like your first partner, the first group of people that are trying out Scout Autonomy?
So one of our mentors came to us when we found our first partner, and he said, how long did it take you to get this first partner? Or how much did it cost you to get this? And we kind of sat there scratching our head like, okay, how much? I mean, we're a new startup. How do we put a dollar point on this? And he said, okay, let me rephrase the question. How much time did it take? And we went back and looked at, from start to the partnership, how long did it take from when we started looking for the new partnerships? And it took like maybe over 5 months to get to retain the first partner. We just started a new partnership as well. I think I said it before, and that as well took from getting the initial contact, it took another 3-4 months to get that all set up and ready to go. So yeah, it takes.
That's an improvement though.
Yeah.
5 months, 3 to 4 months. Soon it'll be 2 and 1. It's part of the journey.
Yeah,
Absolutely. But it's, again, like I said earlier, just the fact that seeing people suffer from the thing that we're trying to solve, that is just the best feeling out there. Like
Yeah.
you just go and say like, you know what, I'm not doing this for nothing.
Right.
All the hours that we're putting in, all the effort, those 5 months to whatever, it is just serving a greater good.
Yeah.
And
You're not actually happy they're suffering. You're just happy that there's a problem that needs solving.
yes. I'm happy that I can fix their problem.
Exactly.
Let's put it that way.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's just definitely a great feeling on that front, and we're looking to have more of those in the upcoming weeks, months, whatever it may be.
Well, congrats on the success so far. Excited to watch you guys grow and the whole team, and appreciate you jumping on the show.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you
us.
so much.
Thanks so much.